saddens me waking up this morning and seeing the news that those families were affected, especially hitting a little closer to home, hearing that young children were also shot in the last night's events.
There now have been 6 shootings this weekend with a total of 12 people hurt. You're watching Wave News at 11. I'm David Ochoa. The first 5 shootings happened within just a few hours of each other. And with more than half of the victims being juveniles or a mom, the events hit closer to home for one shooting survivor. Wave News reporter Brandon Spencer sat down with her and joins us now.
Well, David, a little more than 2 years ago, Janae Wright was robbed at gunpoint and shot multiple times while trying to get into her home, putting her and her unborn child's life in danger. And after hearing about the violence within the last 24 hours, it reignites her trauma and her hunger to help those hurting families. The gun violence in Louisville sent 9 people to the hospital within several hours Saturday night and Sunday morning. The news bringing back grave memories for shooting survivor Janae Wright.
I initially was thinking that it was over. I thought to myself that I need to fight. I had what I would call as like a moment where my entire life flashed before my eyes. I saw from what I could remember as young as, 2 or 3 years old up until this moment.
Janae Wright was pregnant when she was shot and robbed on the porch of her home in 2021. So seeing several juveniles and mothers injured from these shootings scars her heart.
Having been a mom myself and my child affected by it before he was even born, I can only imagine what these mothers who have a bond with their children, who have a life already that they have established, how this may affect that for them. My heart breaks for them.
Now, while these shooting victims' injuries are said not to be fatal, Wright says there is still a long road of recovery ahead, both physically and mentally.
And I don't like to speak for a group of people, but from my own personal experience, there was a lot of mental anguish. There was confusion, there was anger. Who did this to me? How could they? Why would they? You want to get to the bottom of it.
In Wright's case, she has taken the fight into her own hands and now works as a trauma interventionist at U of L Health, a role she hopes can help survivors like her move forward with their lives.
Providing individuals who have been impacted by gun violence or any type of trauma the proper resources to help rehabilitate their life, get them back to being an active member of society that they were prior to the incident.
Wright says if it wasn't for the resources provided to her by trauma interventionists at U of L Health, she doesn't think she would be where she is today. So she encourages others to give it a try and take advantage of the help being offered. Brandon Spencer, Wave News.
Thanks.